I want to share with you guys right now, and be thinking as you write down what you hear in Tahni's voice, but I also want you guys to kind of hear, this is what the clients I deal with are like, and do you have the right heart to work with somebody like this?
So we're not going to play the whole thing. We'll play a couple minutes of it, but like Philip said, this is Tahni. This is someone helped her out. This is the daughter Judy, went through this exact same experience we're talking about. And we talk about fulfillment, right? It's a fulfilling thing to help this person in this situation right here. So I'm gonna play it right now.
My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I was told by the doctors that she could no longer live alone starting immediately. And she had very limited funds, and her house was in horrible state. Plumbing, electrical, foundation, there was no, and just the living clutter, stench, so forth. So there was no way we were going to be able to do it in a timely fashion. I live in Florida, so I flew in town for about a week to get some doctor's appointments done, and I was able to contact Mom's house and get someone to meet me at her house in that short time frame when I was in Kansas City. They worked around my schedule and met me there to look at the house and be able to give me a quote the very next day, and then let me schedule the closing for when I could come back again to Kansas City. It was extremely embarrassing to have someone go into her house. The plumbing did not work. The stench was unreal. And I warned him before we went in, but he assured me that it was okay. And I definitely got emotional when, after we'd gone through it. Sorry. And he was very kind and understanding when he was talking to me about it, and said he had been, he had a parent that he had to do a similar thing with, and I never felt judged at all. It was a very good experience. I met Kevin, the senior specialist, at the house from Mom's house, and got my quote within a day or two. I think it was the very next day. And then I wasn't able to come back in town for a month, 3 weeks. They scheduled the closing for when I got back. It could have been much sooner, but they had to wait for me to get back in town. And then scheduled it, and I had the funds. It was either that day or the very next day. It might have been the next day only because it was a later closing, but it was phenomenal. I was blown away. Putting my mom into a facility obviously was going to cost quite a bit of money, and she has a very limited income and had a very small savings. And for me to be able to move her immediately like the doctors were wanting, I was going to have proof that we had the funds to be able to keep her in the facility for a while. I couldn't move her in with the amount that she had. And the fact that they were able to move so quickly it was just such a smooth transition. And for me to be doing it from out of state, I mean, I could not have asked for a better scenario. I would absolutely recommend Mom's House to anyone who is trying to find a new place for their loved one to live in, especially if they're needing to sell the house quickly in order to get that move done, and if the house is in a position where they can't sell it.
Yeah. So Ryan, I mean, and everyone listening, whenever I hear that little laugh in her voice, that wasn't like a happy laugh. It's like a nervous laugh, right? And it's because we were talking about not old wounds. Like it turned out okay in the end. But what did you guys hear there in her voice? I mean, Ryan, if you want to kind of let me know what the comments say about that, that's the kind of person we help. Daughter Judy, and her name, in this case, her name was Tahni. Tahni lived 5 states away and didn't know what to do and didn't know how to pay for it. All these things. This is real stress, guys. This is not made up, I hope I figure this out. No, she says, I couldn't move my mom in until I knew where the money was going to come from. That's real emotion. And so that's the type of person that we help. And so the good thing for us, though, is that every house we buy looks just like this, right, guys? Every single house we go out in our neighborhoods look just like this white house. And, we just put it on the market and we sell it in 2 seconds because it's perfect, right? Or is it more that the houses we look for like this? Have you guys ever seen a house on meth? This is truly a picture of a house on meth. And I know I'm saying that jokingly, but the point is we are looking for houses that we can add value to, right? We want to add value to houses. If every house was in perfect shape, we wouldn't have much to do. That number 4 reason, or actually the number 3 reason why these are the best leads, is that these houses, even if mom took care of the home, it's almost always, she has a new roof and a new hot water heater, but the paneling's in the wrong place. She got a new kitchen. She's lived there so long that mom got her new kitchen in 1991. And now that new kitchen is now an old kitchen and it has to be replaced again. That's how long these families have owned these houses. They don't know what to do. They're not real estate professionals like we are. And so these are houses that we can add value to.